11th. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Bliss. Councilman Fleming.
Here.
Councilman Muir.
Here.
Councilor Rohrbach.
Here.
Councilman Soltis.
Here.
Councilor Wright.
Here.
Mayor Grafstein.
I am here, thank you. Can I please get a motion to excuse Mayor Pro Tem Bliss? He did give notice.
Your Honor.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor. Support.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes. He is excused. The invocation and pledge this evening will be led by Councilor Wright. I invite you to stand if you would like.
In the presence of all gathered here, let us pause and reflect on the profound contributions of women throughout history and the enduring quest for peace that unites us all. Creator of all, we invoke your presence as we come together to celebrate the strength, resilience, and wisdom of women in our communities and around the world. From the pioneers who blazed trails to the unsung heroes who labor tirelessly, women have shaped our societies, uplifted our spirits, and nurtured our dreams. Today, we acknowledge with gratitude the countless ways in which women have enriched our lives, broken barriers, and championed justice and equality. Their voices, often silenced, resonate with courage, compassion, and boundless determination. Let us honor their legacy by amplifying their voices, recognizing their achievements, and standing in solidarity with their struggles. In this sacred moment, we reaffirm our commitment to the pursuit of peace, for it is the noblest of endeavors, the highest of aspirations, and the deepest longing of the human spirit. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. First up, we have approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions for this evening?
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to add under the consent agenda a resolution encouraging the state to establish revenue sharing trust fund.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor, I'll support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, so we'll vote on adding this to item 6A. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. It will be added as 6A. Any other additions or deletions? All right, seeing none, we will move to meeting open to the public. So this is the opportunity for the public to speak. I ask that you go to the podium, you speak for 3 minutes or less, give your name, address, any affiliation with the city, and with that, meeting is open to the public.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. My name is Amanda Ugardische, and my address is 25706 DEI Street, Madison Heights, Michigan, 48071. I'm here today to discuss FOWL. However, I would first like to take the opportunity to further introduce myself. I graduated Eastern Michigan University with a Bachelor's of Science in 2016. I have since worked full-time in the science field. I have been a resident of Madison Heights for 2 years now, and I truly love the area. Upon research of Madison Heights ordinances, I came to learn that the only fowl permitted for residents are the very limited number of chickens, 6 to be exact. I am not here today to discuss the small limit of chickens permitted to residents, but instead quail. Quail have a quiet and average bird sound. Here is an example of what quail look like. I named her Miss Quail. Miss Quail here lays 1 egg per day. However, it takes 3 of her eggs to equate to 1 chicken egg. Her eggs do not require half as much preparation as the average chicken egg for wholesale. Additionally, as found in the National Library of Medicine, quail eggs showed the lowest E. coli contamination rates. Furthermore, the International Journal of Current Research concluded that there were negative results for salmonella in quail egg. I have been in connection with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Both Diane Prowlitz and Tracy McDade have been offering their guidance to becoming a licensed wholesaler of quail eggs. My plan is to build out my garage for the best care of these beautiful birds. I may even do a little soundproofing. I'm here today to ask for permission to have between 36 to 42 quails for the production and sale of their eggs. Again, it takes 3 quail eggs to equate to 1 chicken egg. They are also relatively small birds. This would greatly benefit the area as there are many ethnic markets which would value having local access to these eggs. It would bring business to Madison Heights and would allow me the opportunity to give back to this area by providing a high-quality and very nutritional egg, making it easily accessible in the store markets we shop in today. I hope this request will be made possible. I greatly appreciate your time and consideration regarding this matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? And actually, sorry, before you start, are you staying? Can you give me your number? Okay, just if you write it down and just give it to me, that would be great. Sorry, go ahead.
Martha Covert, 28609 Edward Avenue. I have a question. I was told that the city provides computers for our council, or at least a stipend to buy a computer. Mr. Soltis, where's your computer been? The interaction with the council and with city members, people didn't have the guts to ask, and I said, I will ask. Why is it that you don't have to have that? If we paid for it, it should be here.
I turned it in.
Okay, then how
Mr.
do
Soltis, you don't need to answer.
I appreciate your answer, though. Okay, so now we know he turned it in. But then how do you interact with the things going on the system when they send out these emails or when they do things? People have asked, and I frankly have to say the same thing, how do you communicate with your fellow council members if you don't have a way to do it? Through your texting? Okay. Well, then somebody needs to let us know that it's okay not to have a computer. It's okay to text. Why is he allowed not to perform like everyone else does when these computers are provided? I mean, if we email Quinn, if I email Quinn, Quinn responds. If I email Dave, is Dave going to respond now? If he has no email? Or if it's on his phone? It's just another way of splitting people apart on this council instead of coming together like you should.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? All right, seeing no one, I am going to close public comment. We're going to go to the consent agenda. There's now 6 items on here, because we added the one by Mr. Wright and Ms. Rohrbach. So can I get a motion from council to approve the consent agenda as printed with the one addition?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the added item under consent agenda, all 6 items.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Support.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor,
Yes.
can we read the resolution briefly, just give the public a understanding of what we're asking state government to do?
Quinn's going to read it as I emailed it out.
So all of City Council got a copy of it.
Excuse me for 1 second, please. Your Honor, on
Yes.
the consent agenda, any member of council can request for a policy that it be handled separately.
Yes.
And if we're going to handle it separately, an appropriate motion would be to handle 6A outside the consent agenda.
Yeah, so why don't we have that motion that you want to pull 6A?
Yeah, okay, I would like
Alright.
to make a motion that we pull 6A for discussion.
All right, and does someone want to support it?
Support.
All right, thank you. So motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Actually, can I just ask, why are we pulling this from the consent agenda?
We're pulling it because the whole idea of this consent agenda is that we look at it and we say, yeah, we're good with all of this, and then there might be something we want to discuss a little bit further, so we pull that one out. It doesn't mean, that's all it is.
Okay.
Before we had the consent agenda, we went through each item separately. So is there any other discussion? All right, all in favor of pulling this to discuss separately signify by saying aye. Aye. Those against say no. All right. So all in favor of the consent agenda from numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do we need a new motion for that then, Mr. Sherman? Yes, okay. So can I get a motion to approve 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6?
Your Honor?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve 2 through 6.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor.
Yes,
Support.
thank you. All right, motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of items 2 to 6, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. And now we have item 6A. So before the motion is read, can I get a motion to approve 6A?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that we approve the resolution supporting statutory revenue sharing reform.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor,
All right,
support.
thank you. Motion is made and seconded. So I will, before we have discussion, I will read this out. It's revenue sharing. Basically, the city of Madison Heights, along with other local units of government in Michigan, relies on state revenue sharing to provide general fund services to its residents. And state revenue sharing in Michigan is divided into two types, constitutional and statutory, with the latter being subject to legislative appropriations. And through the state government's annual appropriation process, actual statutory revenue sharing payments to cities, villages, townships, and counties have been below full funding each year since 2001. In 2023, the city of Madison Heights received $904,130 less in statutory revenue sharing payments than it did in 2003. And this reduction in statutory revenue sharing is a cumulative $16,113,235 over the past 20 years that has placed an undue financial strain on the city of Madison Heights and other Michigan cities, resulting in a reduction of essential services or increased local taxation, both of which adversely affect residents. The 2023 state budget allocated $530 million in statutory revenue sharing to be distributed to all cities, villages, townships, and counties through its annual appropriation process. In October 2023, the State House of Representatives voted 106-4 to amend the Michigan Trust Fund Act and the General Sales Tax Act, respectively, to establish a revenue-sharing trust fund that would distribute money from sales tax revenue to local units of government. The act creates a stable and predictable revenue source by dedicating a portion of sales tax revenue for annual statutory revenue sharing payments dedicated for cities, villages, townships, and counties. And the recent Growing Michigan Together Council report highlighted the need for continued local investment and the importance of the relationship between thriving local communities, population growth, and positive local economies. And be it resolved that the mayor and city council of Madison Heights hereby ask our state representatives and Governor Whitmer's administration to support the adoption of House Bills 4274 and 4275. Be it further resolved that the city clerks share copies of this resolution with neighboring municipal jurisdictions. So basically, for the last 20 years, we've been getting almost $1 million less from the state than we had been previously, and we're asking them to give it back. I think is a fair summary. Mr. Wright, do you want to add anything?
If I could, Your Honor. So this is an initiative that actually, it did not start here, something that was started in Ferndale, and it's a resolution is being passed in Hazel Park and Royal Oak as well, and a collaborative effort to send a message to the state to let them know that we are all in support of the adoption of House Bill 4274 and 4275. It started with the Mayor Pro Tem of Ferndale, Laura Mikulski, who I believe is actually going to be on the air later today kind of talking about it. And so when she brought this to us, to myself, to Councilor Rohrbach, and for the remainder of us to bring back to council, we thought this was a no-brainer for the city, no-brainer for our residents to pass this and support. It does not take action. This is just us saying we're passing a resolution in support of these bills. So we're going to send this on along with the other resolutions to move it forward. So I think we should pass this without hesitation.
Is there any other discussion? Do you want to add anything?
Your Honor, I'll just add, I've worked with a lot of legislators over the years in Michigan, and all the ones that I've worked with that have had anything to do with municipal government at any time, they all say, we need to fix revenue sharing. And I think we have a legislature right now that is actually willing to do that for the first time in a very long time. And, getting on board saying, we also think you should fix revenue sharing because it's affecting the budget of our individual cities. And some big cities can can make up for it in other ways, but a city like Madison Heights, where we're small, there's not that many ways that we can increase our revenues in our city. And the fact is, our residents are already paying these taxes. They are already paying it, and it's going to the state and then being allocated elsewhere. But it should be reallocated back to our city for our residents where it should be.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to comment on this?
Your Honor.
Yes.
So I also am in support of this, all right? And I was not opposed of it at all. But I want to make sure that we're sending this also to the chair of the Finance, Insurance, and Consumer Protection House Committee, where that chair is responsible for putting this before the committee for a hearing. I know that a lot of times these bills, now it's at the end of it, where it's just at the Senate waiting to be heard, that we send the communications to that chair so they can be persuaded to put this on the schedule so it can make it progress further. And that's really what I'm worried about, that it just doesn't sit here and we're hearing about this again in 2 more years. So that's it.
Okay, anyone else? So for those of you who have been following our budget process, I think every year Mrs. Marsh talks about this and lets us know how much money we've lost. And as I said, it's just under $1 million. So so I'm definitely in favor of this. And do we need to amend this to say that we want to add it on Mr. Fleming's, or we can just set that on our own? Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
aside from what Councilman Fleming said, when council in years past have passed a resolution in support of a Senate bill or a House bill, we send it to our state representative, to our state senator, to not just other local communities, but it needs to be passed along to the state so that they know what our position is regarding revenue sharing. So I would add, we have some standard language to send it to all appropriate parties, including the governor, so that they have this.
That's part of the resolution. Okay.
I didn't see it as part of this.
Shall be resolved.
All right.
Oh, it says to our state representative and Governor Whitmer's administration. So if
Okay.
we wanted to amend it to include,
We just took the direction to send it there. We don't need to amend.
Yeah, so we don't need to amend it.
okay.
Just be added. Okay, is there any other discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. All right, motion carries. And then we have 3 items for bid award purchases. First, we have from the Director of Public Services, a contract extension for major and local sectional paving.
Delicio Contracting of Clinton Township was awarded the 2023 major and local street sectional repair projects as a result of a February 2023 public opening bid process. They completed all those projects promptly with the quality workmanship and good working relationship with city staff. Delicio Contracting has agreed to extend those exact same bid prices for our upcoming 2024 major local sectional concrete replacement projects. Based on the recommendation of our city engineer and city staff, we request that council approve the contract extension with Delicio Contracting for the major local sectional concrete replacement projects for an estimated total of $741,315.70. This contract extension does not automatically commit the city into any projects in the upcoming 2025 fiscal year. The projects would not be authorized to start until funding was made available through the normal budget process.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that council concurs with staff recommendation to approve the contract extension with Delicio Contracting for the major and local sectional concrete replacement projects for a total estimated cost of $741,315.70.
Thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor, support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. Next up, from the Purchasing Coordinator, Community Development Block Grant Funded Lawn Service.
Following HUD regulations, the city posted a bid for CDBG-funded lawn service. The bid was posted on Mitten Online, where it was emailed to 399 vendors. Out of those vendors who received the automatic notice, 55 downloaded the bid documents, and on February the 13th, we received 6 responsive electronic bids. The lowest qualified bidder is Capital Landscape at $23 per lot. During the vetting process, Capital Landscapes received positive reference checks. Staff is looking forward to building a positive relationship with Capital Landscapes, as many of the references stated that they were reliable and had a keen sense of professionalism. Staff and I respectfully request that council award the bid to the lowest responsible bidder, Capital Landscapes, for a one-year contract at a unit rate of $23 per lot for the 2024 mowing season. We would also respectfully request that council authorize the city to proceed with the next lowest qualified bidder, Zimmerman Lawn and Snow, at a unit price of $24 per lot in the unlikely event that the contract with Capital Landscapes is canceled due to non-performance or other issues.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move the council awards the CDBG funded yard services and lawn service program contract to Capital Landscape at a unit price of $23 per lot for the 2024 mowing season, and authorize the city to proceed to the next lowest responsible bidder, Zimmerman Law, I can't speak to that, Zimmerman Lawn Service at the unit price of $24 per lot, with the unlikely event that the contract with Capital Landscape is canceled due to non-performance.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor. Support.
All right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, just for our folks listening, CDBG means Community Development Block Grant, and the funded yard service goes to who?
Seniors and disabled in the community, so they can reach out to the senior center or community development.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries. And then last up, we have from the city manager, the police department women's locker room renovation.
The city has approximately $115,000 remaining from the Civic Center project construction savings after completing the project under budget. Staff is requesting to utilize these building improvement savings with additional funding from fund balance of $95,304 to renovate the women's locker room at the police department. The current locker room does not meet the space needs of our current female staff, leaving no room for growth. Therefore, we have worked with Frank Rewall & Sons, continuing our professional relationship under the Oakland County bid for this project's design and construction management oversight. The project has been designed to increase square footage of the locker capacity by relocating the current break room at the police department. Staff and I therefore request that City Council approve an agreement with Frank Rewall & Sons, who holds a contract for construction services with Oakland County for the renovation of the women's police locker room and general break room in an amount not to exceed $210,304. If approved, a budget amendment would be needed to increase the expenditures by $210,304 to $101,301,987,0000.
All right, thank you. What is the wish of council?
Your Honor. No, you all are looking at me. I move that council approves the agreement with Frank Rewald & Sons, who holds a contract for construction services with Oakland County for the renovation of the police locker room and general break room for an amount not to exceed $210,304.
All right, thank you. Is there support?
Your Honor. Support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I'm sorry, I have one question.
Please go ahead.
Maybe I'm just reading this kind of strange here, but the amount that we're getting is, that we have left over is $115,000, right?
Yes.
And then it says the amount, the expenditures are $210,000. Are we subtracting 115 from 210,000, or is that like really the total cost is 300 and some thousand?
No, the total cost is $210,304. I'm just saying that $115,000 of that's already part of the capital project money,
Right.
and $95,000 would be additional use of fund balance, so.
It's authorizing, we already have the 115 left over?
Right, I understand.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not in addition to it, it's
Okay.
just 210.
total of 210. Is there any other questions? All right. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries, and that is it.
Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, the budget
Actual
amendment.
expenditure.
Yep. Okay, can I get a motion for the budget amendment?
Your Honor, I move council approves a budget amendment for increasing expenditures by $210,304 to $101,301,987,0000.
All right, is there support?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I will support.
Thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor,
Yes.
5 votes required to pass the motion.
Yes. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those against say no. Motion carries 6-0. And with that, I invite closing comments, starting with Mr. Mayor.
Wow, can't believe it's March already. Here we are. A lot going on in March. It is MS Awareness Month, colorectal cancer awareness month. Get your screen if you're due for it. Sleep order disorder awareness month. Social work awareness month. So be kind to all those people as they sleep order is pretty near and dear to my heart as I have some issues with my sleep that I take a CPAP for. It's also, as Mr. Wright in his opening comments, was National Women History Month, and March 8th was International Women's Day, International Women's Day, and it was also the State of the City's address, which I had the privilege of attending. Great job by the Chamber and Mayor Grafstein with their report. Well done. March 24th is International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, as well as Down Syndrome Day. On Wednesday, I'll be attending the MML CapCon with the mayor and city manager as I continue my learning on how to fulfill this role. Speaking of which, the school board, Michigan School Board Association, has 8 fairly challenging levels of education that they offer. I was happy that I received my letter today that I had attained level 4 last year, so pretty proud about that. And I certainly plan on trying to continue to learn from the MML on how to be a good council member. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilor Wright?
I just want to thank my fellow council members for passing that resolution. I think it goes a long way, along with the voices of our surrounding cities. Thank you, Councilman Fleming, for having that read for a lot of folks who didn't know. I had confidence that it would pass, but, it's important for the people to know the details of it and what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring that revenue back to the city, and I think we just sent a big message to Lansing. Yes, happy Women's History Month. Last weekend, I got the privilege of doing a couple of things, but just one or two I wanted to highlight. One is I went to an event at a ye old establishment in Madison Heights called Cadillac Straits. It was called Blocks of Hope. And so it was kind of cool because I randomly found it because it was a Sunday and we didn't have a whole lot to do, and my kids were getting restless. And there was an event with potentially Lego blocks. We'll just call them building blocks. And whenever there's building blocks involved, all my kids want to do it. And so this was a free event, but the whole point was they were collecting Lego sets to give to kids who have cancer or kids who are in the hospital, to give them something to do to take their mind off of it. And it's really cool. And I'm not saying that I love Legos, but I'm just saying they're kind of cool, and it's a great organization. So I encourage everyone to check out Blocks of Hope and their mission. And also got to attend the Asian Food and Culture Fest this weekend on Sunday, which was another fantastic event in the city. So thank you to everyone who organized that event. And just remember to be kind.
Thank you. Mr. Sherman?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Marsh?
I have a few things, but I think one of the most important is the city has partnered with Habitat for Humanity on home improvement projects. The area is located on the south side of town between Lincoln and 696 and between DeQuinder and John R. So if you are interested in those, there is going to be a link on our website. You can contact Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County. They are doing all kinds of home improvement projects, from hot water heaters to furnaces to roofs to siding, windows. The list is really extensive. So we have about $850,000 we're going to be putting into that area. So even if you don't think that you qualify, reach out and see, because they'll do an extensive interview with you on that. So that opened today, and I encourage everyone to take advantage of that. That's it.
All right, thank you. Anything from the clerk's office this evening?
Nothing this evening, thank you.
All right. Ms. Bullock?
Just a couple things. I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations to the clerk and her staff for a well-run election. Hope you all getting plenty of rest after it. And ready for the next one. So, great. I know that a lot of folks are getting ready and not quite ready to think about the summer, but summer is coming sooner than we think, especially if you have small kids. And I know that the Madison Heights Parks and Rec summer camps are coming up, and I can't say enough good things about them, but they fill up fast. So if you are a person looking for something great for your kids to do during the summer, they're one of the most affordable things around for kids to be able to do in the summer here in Madison Heights. And it's, my kids love it, so highly recommend. So get out there. I think the registration starts at the end of this month for people who haven't been before, so. Also, we have the spring 5K coming up on April 20th. So you might see me there, you will not see me running. If you ever see me running, you better call the police because I'm being chased. But please come out. It is really a great event because it's a lot of fun. Last time we came out, we gave a bunch of trees away to celebrate Arbor Day. So just a great way to get involved and to have some fun with the city. They usually have it at the Nature Center, right? So it's a beautiful trail to run on. And then finally, my day job, I work with an organization called Oakland Thrive that provides support and services for small businesses throughout the county. And we work a lot with the Oakland County Economic Development Department. And we are working together with them to put on a Celebrate Oakland County Small Business Spotlight reception on March 20th, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Royal Oak Farmers Market. There's going to be like 20 different restaurants from around the county where it's going to be, small plate samples and a bar and really fun things. And we're going to be spotlighting about 15 different businesses and organizations throughout the county that have contributed to a thriving and inclusive economy in Oakland County. So tickets are on sale at oaklandthrive.org, and you can check it out. It's really fun. If you want to know more, let me know. I have at least one of these with me. And it's going to be a really cool event. Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter will be there presenting those awards, and it should be a lot of fun. So if you want to come celebrate with us, please do. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Fleming?
Yeah, so this last week on Monday was the, yeah, it was Monday, was it State of the Cities, right? No, it was Friday. State of the Cities. And it was really a great time. The host Navistar Defense had a lot of trucks that you could see there. They have a big, they do a lot of large trucks for the military. And it was almost like a memory for me from being in the military. And I want to say that I really appreciate all the help that the Chamber of Commerce and all the volunteers did to make it happen. And they did a really great job. And then also, we just approved during the consent agenda for the Madison Heights Wolverines to utilize the football field at Huffman. And if you did not know, they are taking registrations now, so you can have your small toddler sign up for the league and participate. And I do know also that the Little League baseball team soon will be taking registration for teams and players to be playing baseball. I support that also. So a lot is coming up, along with the 5K, where you can get out and get exercise. It's starting to be warm, so now's the time to start getting ready for that. It's only like I think it's like 3.1 miles, so it's really not that far. But if you could walk it, to me it's really far. I mean, some people it's like nothing. So anyways, that's all I have for tonight.
All right, thank you. Mr. Soltis?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So just a note about the 5K, you can walk it. I've walked it a few times. I've also walked it where I run and then I walk because I'm not running the entire thing. But there are people who run the entire thing, and I can't believe how fast they do it, and people who run slower and walk. So please come out, whatever your speed is. Yeah, we had the State of the City on Friday, so thank you to everyone who came out for that. That was really good. And I think that we're going to, I think we're going to have that on YouTube or something at some point, I'm guessing. We usually do that with our Old State of the City, so if you missed it, you can catch that. It's Hazel Park and Madison Heights. So we had that. Yeah, on the weekend, there was the Asian Food Culture Fest. I don't know if they've done it since COVID. I know this is the first one I think I went to since COVID, but I was going to them before that. We really have a lot of Asian businesses, a lot of Asian food businesses in the city. So it's really great to see that culture, and it was nice to see so many different cultures just in the one area and to taste the different things that they had. I don't know, there's just a lot of different things going on. I feel that this is a really, really busy month. I do want to throw a shout out to the Women's Club for helping with the coffee concerts. They were in February, every Wednesday in February. I was able to get to one of them, which was good, and I was really surprised. I walked in and it was absolutely packed, which was a nice surprise. So next year, keep that in mind for next year. And that's pretty much it for me. Our next meeting is going to be on the 25th. The time is now 8:08, and this meeting is adjourned. Good night.